A place to call their own. For Karen
This
Gill.
last month, a local fabrication company built this ramp for the front door and one for the back door to help Russ get in and out of the house.
I get a lot from them as I get to know the families, and then I try to give them the best I have in order to get them in to realize their dream.
Eric Hartfield has been confined to a wheelchair since an accident almost 10 years ago. He used to live with his mom, but found it hard to get around her house. He decided to build this house, which is handicap accessible, a few years ago, but ran out of money. Fortunately, he was told about the Home of Your Own program, which helped him to get the remaining money he needed to finish his house.
I love the house. I really own it for a while, and I love it. And I'm enjoying it. I have been here about a month, and I really enjoy it.
Now Eric's house is very user-friendly. For one thing, the bathroom is really big. There's plenty of room for his legs under the sink, and the shower comes complete with a tub bench.
All the doors, they got the doors real wide. The hall, I got extra space in the hall. I can kind of mature around the hall. Like in the kitchen, I can roll up under the sink with my legs, I can wash the dishes right there.
The program, which is based at USM's Institute for Disability Studies, is made up of housing groups, financial institutions, and disability organizations from across Mississippi to help those with disabilities buy their first home. Cassie Hicks, who's the program's financial coordinator, says Home of Your Own fulfills the dreams of the disabled to own their own houses.
We're here celebrating today because we have worked as a partnership with USDA, Rural Housing, and also the Jasper County Supervisors here to help him get into his home today.
As for Eric, he's just glad the program was there so that he can now have his own home to come home to.
Hattiesburg Home Depot. House check home inspections.
Forest County family was given a special housewarming today. Harvey and Virginia Moore lost their home in Hurricane Katrina 2.5 years ago. Today, thanks to volunteers and service organizations, they got the keys to a brand new home. The project was led by the Southern Miss Institute for Disability Studies and a Christian missions group from up in Canada.
Here from Ontario, Canada. They've been here over the last month, and they started the house and they have finished the house. And so this is a home now that the Moores will have to occupy at no cost to them.
All of you.
Also helping build and dedicate the home were Catholic Charities, the Red Cross, and the United Way.
Well, it is June 1st, and today marks the beginning of National Home Ownership Month. This morning, the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Jackson Housing Authority kicked things off with the 2011 Home Ownership and Affordable Housing Rally. A number of home ownership advocates attended the event. It was held at the state capitol. They gathered to encourage the public to keep the American dream of owning a home alive.
Communities need people to have strength in taking ownership of where they live, and home ownership allows them to be able to do that. They feel a vested interest, and it also helps the communities where they live to expand their housing stock and their tax base at the same time.
The Jackson Housing Authority will host a number of workshops this month. A few are listed right there on your screen. As part of National Homeowners Awareness Month, the Institute for Disability Studies is getting the word out on resources for people with disabilities to purchase a home. Ashley Conroy joins us with more on that. Ashley?
Well, Howard, the program is called Home of Your Own program, and since they began, they've helped over 370 people statewide buy a house. And for one happy homeowner, he's thrilled this program helped him achieve his goal.
27-year-old Micah Miller is doing what he normally does on a day off, enjoying time in his house while researching on his computer and catching up on his favorite television shows.
I like being on the computer, like visiting friends, singing in the choir, going to the movies, shopping.
Another one of Miller's favorite pastimes is photography. Here, he and his mother Shirley Miller are sorting through family reunion photos. Miller says her son has a learning and language disability but is very independent. And when he approached her about buying a house, she knew he was ready.
He asked me how much rent was, and I told him about $600-700 depending on where you lived. He said, well, I could buy a house. I said, yeah, you could.
Miller, like many folks with a disability, chose to get help through the statewide Home of Your Own program. Housing counselor Nita Martin says they help people from start to finish with anything from how to manage your money to choosing a realtor and mortgage broker.
A lot of individuals are not aware of the type of mortgage products and grant monies that may be available to help them in achieving home ownership.
And this is Micah's house. He first purchased the home in 2009. He saved to buy this house for 3 years. And since then, he says he has a whole newfound independence.
Recommended that I have a home of your own program. It makes me feel like an adult and I can do anything.
And for many, Martin says this program isn't only about buying a home.
And I do know that as they finish our program, they become homeowners. They have a greater sense of pride and confidence in themselves.
And a free workshop at the Medgar Evers Library here in Jackson on June 19th. But for anyone interested in additional information, we recommend to go to our website, click on the story, and find out more about the program.
Excellent. All right. Great report. Thanks, Ashley.
High definition. 3 on your side. This is Midday Mississippi.
Good Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us at Midday. I'm Katina Rankin. There are 2 housing programs through the Institute for Disability Studies that we want to tell you about at Midday. They are available here in the capital city for potential homeowners. And joining me today are Cassie Hicks and Ron Hill to tell us what these 2 programs are really all about. Well, the capital city is making strides to help people become homeowners through 2 different types of programs that are available. Now, one is the City of Jackson Home Investment Partnership Program. And this particular project helps people with disabilities and families who have a family member with a disability living with them find affordable permanent homes. And the other project that we want to share with you centers around what is known as the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, or NSP. This was created to reshape communities plagued by rundown houses and our foreclosure for that matter. And Cassie Hicks is coordinator for housing initiatives for IDS, and Ron Hill is project coordinator for the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. They are now here to break down the differences between these 2 projects and tell us more about them. Thanks so much for being here. Ron, let's go ahead and start with you. Do individuals interested in purchasing an NSP house have to be a person with a disability, or do they have to have a family member with a disability?
No, they do not have to have a person with a disability living within the home. Now, we do, of course, specialize in working with families with disabilities, but in regards to the NSP program, they do not have to have a disability in order to purchase the home. There are some other qualifications that are required, and of course, those will all be on our website, and they can actually go there to look at those later.
Okay. Now, how can people interested in an IDS NSP house actually see the houses that are available?
Well, there are 2 ways. They can call our office, or they can, of course, go to our website. And once they go to the website, they can see the houses that are available, and they also can see the other qualifications that are going to be required in order to purchase a home from the NSP program.
Okay, Cassie, let's bring you in here. How long has IDS actually been administering the Home Partnership Program with the City of Jackson?
The City of Jackson Partnership started in 2002, and since then we have helped 65 homeowners get housing within the city limits of Jackson under that particular program, working with the University of Southern Mississippi.
And how do you do that? I mean, you know, it's through Habitat for Humanity and other programs, but specifically, how do you do that?
It's actually through the Home of Your Own program that was created in 1997 through the University of Southern Mississippi at the Institute. And what we do is work with the clients with comprehensive counseling sessions on how to obtain home ownership and help them get rent assistance to help them with the down payment and closing costs of up to $15,000 per household.
Okay, now you briefly mentioned USM. I know that they got the actual funds to start this program, and they have a satellite campus here in Jackson, as well as one in Gulfport. And the one here in Jackson actually targets 5 different neighborhoods. Can you tell us what neighborhoods those are?
The NSP program that Ron does is those neighborhoods are listed in different areas of the city.
West Jackson is one, I believe. North Jackson was another. I can't remember right off the bat. Midtown, I think, was a third. What about the other 2?
We have the Fair Street Historic District.
That's right.
And of course, you have South and West Jackson are basically comprised of 2 different areas there. Alta Woods would be the first. And of course, you did mention North Jackson already.
And let's bring in back Habitat for Humanity, because I read, and they actually partner with you guys sometime and help you with these houses, is what I believe I read on the press release?
Well, no, the Habitat actually have homeowners. They refer to us to try to get
That's
housing
where the
in the
connection
city.
comes in.
Yes.
Okay.
And we give home buyer education to those homeowners. We have an upcoming class in June that we will be giving home buyer education to costs to the public that we invite out to the Medgar Evers Library for that particular event in June.
And Cassie, this program really is very important for people.
It is. It gives them a reason to have homeownership, but also be included in their community. IDS is all about community inclusion, bringing a person with disabilities into housing and homeownership so they can be proud homeowners, just like you and I could be.
Okay, so let's go ahead and tell people how they can get more information. They can visit the website right there on their screen, or they can call that number, 601-432-6168. This number is for the IDS NSP program, but for the City of Jackson Home Partnership program, the number is sort of similar. That number too is on your screen. That's 601-432-6876. Again, 432-6876, and that website is also there too. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good information to pass along. Good luck with the program, and I hope a lot of people come out and you can help them get into homes.
Thank you.
All right. God bless.